Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Crisis in the Kremlin. Seems like it might actually be a crisis because for whatever reason, the loyalty is going down by a lot, and I don't know why. I would assume it might be a lack of cultural contentment, but I forget what we could be doing right now that would actually increase it. For now we'll just get more money, and then I'll try to look at whatever. Seems like it might be the case. Obviously cultural alignment, but would state propaganda do it? Would services help, maybe? We'll put a little bit in the services just because we want that industry to get higher. But yeah, you know what? We'll go ahead and put more money into cultural alignment. And then even put more money into religion. So let's go ahead and do that. Maybe not as much into religion. Islamic rebuilding. Recently, communistic regime came to power in Iran. Radical changes from right Islamists to left socialists led to the instability and demand more change. As a result, government in Iran declared political and religious reforms. Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? Religion is the opium of the masses, but like there can be religious communism. Just because it's all inclusive. Like even if you are a Muslim or a Christian, you can still be a communist, obviously, because the Orthodox Church had a large part in the Soviet Union. The thing is that you have to kind of have a balance. You can't really favor your religion like over basic things like human rights and the economy. You know, going from the capitalist economy to a socialist economy. And so in a way I would guess that you kind of have to be more of a moderate Muslim to be Islamic communist, but eh. Let's see, what choices do we have? We can just send the army, or we can impose sanctions, or we can send no protest. I think we'll just send the army and try to keep things settled there. Our forces managed to stop the capitalist coup in Iran. The government returned to its former course. I guess when it said Islamist, it more meant that even under Sharia law, countries like Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and like Yemen here and Oman, or North Yemen, I guess, it's more capitalist than socialist, definitely. It has the leaders, the monarchists, and it also has just capitalism. It has a lot of like free trade zones, exports its oil to the USA, and is kind of a puppet, and vice versa, because obviously US politicians don't want to antagonize Islam. Or not Islam, they can antagonize Islam as much as they want, but they don't actually go towards Saudi Arabia. The Contra, ooh, we got the event! The war in Nicaragua continues for a few years, where governments loyal to us fight with the US-sponsored rebels. War made a great damage to the country, and we can't act openly because of the close US borders. Maybe we should increase our aid. Let's do it. Using volunteers from USSR and Cuba and our weapons, government in Nicaragua to defeat the rebels. Iran-Contra affair also play a huge role in this conflict. And yeah, it doesn't have full development, but it doesn't need it because now it's one of those countries where it's special. So let's see, speaking of countries that aren't too special, let's go to Algeria and do the action we can do with pretty much anyone, but I specialize on Algeria just because if I zoom in, it's the country that's there. And we'll go ahead and put our stuff back into computerization and civil technology. A little bit into religious organizations. Corruption is increasing, presumably because we're putting so much money into cultural contentment, but I don't know what we could be doing wrong. Ooh, we gotta begin the detente. We can't have it lower that much. Again, the detente, and we lose profit, and someone told me we don't have any political power, which is bad because someone did tell me we move away from like coexistence or move further down the line. And we want Brezhnev's policy because we're not Trotskyists. We're not going to just be at war with everyone at all times. That's just stupid. And it's really suicidal because you're just needlessly throwing all of your resources into combat against the rest of the world. And that's what permanent revolution really is. It's just needlessly throwing everything away on a huge gamble that if you keep pushing, and if you just don't have any peace or anything with the West, that somehow it'll make them crumble. That somehow the workers will all unite. And that's not how it goes. But you also shouldn't be friendly. Like, you shouldn't be trying to coexist with the West, because you can't coexist. Communism can't be achieved until capitalism is entirely abolished. And so, in that way, we need to have a sort of middle ground, which is Brezhnev's policy, where you don't keep going forward and directly attack or anything and antagonize, but you definitely don't like kowtow to them. You're ready to fight, basically. And so it's more of an assertive policy than an aggressive one. Anyway, comrade, arguments take place about legislation of solidarity trade union, which was banned in 1982. This trade union illegally operates in Poland while criticizing Soviet power. Unites all people with anti-Soviet opinions. Everybody. What should we do? Eliminate the leaders of the trade union. Solidarity gained a reputation, and victims of dictatorship and Polish citizens tend to support them. Well, shit. Loyalty is low, liberalization is pretty high. What can we do for cultural contentment? Like, what do we need? We have loyal intellectuals. Do we pour even more money? Like, it just seems wasteful. And like it's going to end up bad. But I don't know what we can do. Wait a minute. We don't have money in the reserve. Huh. That's very bad. but it's not any worse than cultural contentment, so we'll put 230. And hopefully somebody in the comments will say, no, this is what you should be doing right now. The Panama invasion. It's not a secret that the USA and Panama have very tense relations. Evidence of it is appearing since the middle of the 1980s when the American side decided to rethink the Panama Canal Channel Treaty and the recent events when a state of war with the USA was declared. Until this morning, the situation wasn't that critical. Recently, we received an important intel from our generals. Documents show the communications of American military, which discuss the transfer of armed divisions to Panama and executing the Just Cause plan, which is an overthrow of Noriega and installing the U.S. power. Generals await your orders. They assume the operation will begin in a few days. We can't support the West, obviously not. I wonder what the hell that would be. I guess we'll protect Panama. USA invasion of Panama became a bloody failure for Americans. During the first hours of operation, American forces faced a strong resistance from the Panamanians. Moreover, international fighting brigades, consisting of Russians and other USSR nationalities, were noticed. Also, Americans were surprised that the Panamanian troops were armed by Soviet weapons, both light and heavy. Knowing almost everything about every step of Americans, Panama crushed their forces in 3 days. Many American soldiers and even the military high command weren't ready for such an open Soviet intervention. After that, the USA signed a peace treaty and POWs exchange. Army was withdrawn in a few days. Then the Panam embraced socialistic reforms and asked for kowtow membership. After this defeat, the USA accused the USSR of patronizing dictatorship and drug trade in South America. Sorry about that right now, guys. I'm kind of out of breath because I've just done about 3 episodes in a row. So, luckily I'll just end the episode pretty soon. It's also hot and humid, so that's never good. Cultural alignment, what? Still not increasing. I'm just gonna throw money at it. I'm gonna hope that it somehow does it. Mobile escape. Comer, we have urgent news. Soviet hockey player Alexander Mogilini escaped the USA. Send the KGB agents to capture him. Today, hockey player was secretly delivered back to the USSR, where he was prosecuted for betrayal. Funnily enough, I think that actually stopped DEFCON from being lowered. Because we had another event that overrid it or something? I don't know how it works. But maybe we'll have it happen right now. Let's just have equipment go to 111, or 110 I guess, or I forget. Because of our aggressive foreign policies, Americans declared about rising of threat levels, DEFCON. Today DEFCON went, so we have to do detente again. Now we have to go to Brezhnev's policy. I guess it didn't go any further downward, which is good. Very good. But, let's see. Cultural alignment still isn't going up. So let's go ahead and, no, we can't do military aid. So we're gonna have to do a massive cut to science funding right now. And I think that's where we'll end it. So please do tell me if anybody knows how cultural contentment works and how to increase it, because I'm probably doing something wrong right now. Hope to see you in the next episode. Do keep watching because this has really been great. Recording videos and having people be subscribed and comment, it's just wonderful for me. Really great for the self-esteem. But yeah, goodbye.